exit that way, I'm guessing. Here.
Waiting for the train, I hear the shuffle of the souls who've come before and pondered your name. It seems the best of us are traveling soldiers with a longing for home. And when we've seen it all, around the bend comes something quite unknown. God of mercy, God of freedom, God of known and unknown things, rest assured I will travel to higher ground next hurricane. And in the rhythm of the locomotive, our toiling human dreams, spin them together and you just might find things are not quite what they seem. And when you fear your life's invisible, just breathe in and breathe out until the essence of love has filled you and there is no room for doubt. God of mercy, God of motion, God of known and unknown things, rest assured I will travel to higher ground next hurricane. Perhaps the point of it all is to ask in dreams and out loud, how might I love before my life is over? How might I love right now? I got a call from a friend I thought I lost back in '95. He said, it's good to hear you, how you doing? I said, it's good to be alive. It's so good to be alive. God of mercy, God of compassion, God of known and unknown things, rest assured I will travel to higher ground next hurricane. A night of traveling delivers me to a town I've never known. The sign says welcome, I say thank you. I believe I'm welcomed home. I believe I'm welcomed home. Calling down a blessing, calling down a blessing, calling down a blessing, call down beauty above us and beauty below us, beauty between us I'll give you peace. I'll give you joy. I'll give you hope when all your hope is gone. I'll give you light. I'll give you life. I'll give you love, pure love. I'll give you peace. I'll give you joy. I'll give you hope when all your hope is gone. I'll give you light. I'll give you light. I'll give you love, pure love. I'll give you peace. I'll give you joy. I'll give you hope when all your hope is gone. I'll give you light. I'll give you life. I'll give you love, pure love, pure love. Love, joy, and peace, patience, kindness, and generosity, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. These are the gifts the Spirit brings. Hey, good morning, everybody. We're so excited to see you right here live at Columbine Spiritual Center. We say hello to all of our online viewers as well. We have a special, special morning for you today. We're going to introduce you to Freya Wild and her amazing band. We're going to hear lots from her today. Take it away. Woo!
Walking in the footsteps of brilliant beauty, walking in the footsteps of all who came before, carrying the torch of my sacred duty, powered by the strength of the women I adore. Help me to stand up for my children's children. Help me to stand up for the forests and the trees. Power me to sing with the voice of thunder. Hold me in the vision of all the world at peace. Great grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands, I can feel your hands. Grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands on my shoulders. Great grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands, I can feel your hands. Grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands on my shoulders. Walking in the footsteps of brilliant beauty.
Walking in the footsteps of brilliant beauty.
Walking in the footsteps of all who came before.
Walking in the footsteps of all who came before.
Carrying the torch of my sacred duty.
Carrying the torch of my sacred duty.
Powered by the strength of the women I adore.
Powered by the strength of the women I adore.
I will be the light cutting through the darkness.
I will be the light cutting through the darkness.
I will be the love shining in the face of fear.
I will be the love shining in the face of fear.
I will bring the wisdom of countless sages. I will bring the dawn of a new day bright and clear. Great grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands, I can feel your hands. Grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands on my shoulders. Great grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands, I can feel your hands. Grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands on my shoulders. Great grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands, I can feel your hands. Grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands on my shoulders. Great grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands, I can feel your hands. Grandmother, I can feel your hands. Feel your hands on my shoulders.
Once again, that's Freya Wild and her incredible band. We'll hear more from them later today. But now we say good morning and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. We ask you to jump on up out of your seats. We're going to sing some awesome songs about this fair and beautiful land we live in. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me, a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. Everybody, this land is your land. This land is my land. From the California to the New York Island, band. And we're going to invite Jeannie Oliver up, our youth and family director. Try it. We need some technical help.
Now I think we're on. Yeah, we got it. So, okay. We are really, really excited about today. Of course, we're excited about every Sunday and the things that we're doing downstairs. So we are working on the whole Thanksgiving, what we're grateful for, what we're thankful for. Several of our I guess kids and youth have some gifts or some things that they're selling, and so that's exciting too. And next week is our Thanksgiving dance, so hopefully everyone will come and watch our kids up on the stage. It's really exciting. So anyways, we can bless the kids, and we're ready to go.
Let's bless and release them with all your heart. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we see the Christ you are. Have an amazing Sunday. Woo! Yes. And we ask that you stay standing. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the Pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. My native country, thee, land of the noble free, thy name I love. I love thy rocks and rills, thy woods like templed hills. My heart with rapture thrills like that above. Our Father's God, to thee, author of liberty, to thee we sing. Long may our land be bright with freedom's holy light. Protect us by thy might, great God, our King. Thank you so much. Please have a seat. And join us as we slow down our breathing and prepare our hearts and minds for prayer and meditation. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be
So I invite us into a time of prayer together. Take that deep breath. Allow yourself to know that you are the flow of life. That all these attributes that we just sung about, loving kindness and peace and happiness and wellness, is ours by divine birthright. And so we hold these truths for ourselves. We hold them, we honor them, we see the value in them. And as we see them in ourselves, then we are overfilled with this sense of love, with this sense of peace, with this sense of honor and value, that we may then extend it outside of ourselves to others. That we recognize this loving kindness and this peacefulness and this gentleness and this love in every person we meet. Sweet Spirit, that is our invitation, that is our wish, that is ours to do, to be those lights of love, to be that light of the world, and to spread it outward. And we spread that outward to anyone who is in some kind of challenge in their life right now. Anyone who is suffering from some illness or sickness or disease or any kind of grief, brokenness. We hold them with love and compassion and peace. We hold to everyone on our prayer list and every prayer request in our prayer box. We don't need to know the story, just that they have asked for prayers. And so we hold them with that same loving kindness, that same peace, that same wellness as we hold ourselves. And so I invite us now into a time of meditation, into a time where we align ourselves with the truth of that is our divine inheritance, that is who we are at the core. And at the end of our meditation, our music team will gently lead us out. But for now, let's rest together in the silence.
and our minds are good. Our ancestors come and give us strength. They tell us to stand tall, to sing, to dance, to never forget who we are and where we come from.
막치 탐부이 암피기리 막치 탐부이 간스메와이비 막치 탐부이 암피기리 막치 탐부이 간스메와이비 맘피와 호카이노 타혼타니가 이타이 이웨메 이타이 난카야 야무니에 와짓세 난카야 야무니에 와짓세 헤야 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 웨이타 헤야 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 하웨이 하웨이 하웨이타 헤야 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 웨이타 헤야 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 하웨이 하웨이 하웨이타 막치 탐부이 암피기디 막치 탐부이 간스페와 에이비 막치 탐부이 암피기디 막치 탐부이 간스페와 에이비 맘피와 호카이노 타혼타니가 이타이 기웨메 이타이 난카야 야무니에 와짓세 난카야 야무니에 와짓세 헤야 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 웨이타 헤야 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 하웨이 하웨이 하웨이타 헤야 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 웨이타 헤야 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 하웨이 하웨이 하웨이타
Thanks, Freya and friends. That was beautiful. Nice to have you here. You know, we don't often recognize people. We don't often see people as they really are. And Jesus was up in the pearly gates, and he was walking by St. Peter. And St. Peter needed a break, so he said, Jesus, will you man the gates for a little while? I need to take a little break. Jesus is like, sure, no problem. So St. Peter walks off, and Jesus sees this older man coming towards him, long white beard, long white hair, with a staff. And he comes up to him, and Jesus says, welcome. And he says, oh, I'm so glad to be here. I really want to see my son. And Jesus says, you know, there are millions and millions of people here. How do you think you're going to recognize your son? How are you going to find your son? And the old man says, well, it should be pretty easy. He has holes in his hands and his feet. And Jesus looks at him and he says, Father? And the old man says, Pinocchio? Oh, man. I just loved that when I saw that one. Anyway, we don't always recognize people. We don't always see people for the value that they bring to our lives. Sometimes they're like invisible support. Sometimes they're behind us. They have our back. And Veterans Day was on Friday, November 11th. Which started in 1918 at the end of World War I. It was called Armistice Day then. And it came about on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of the year. And ever since then, we have celebrated our veterans and honored our veterans on November 11th. It became Veterans Day. It was called Armistice Day. I think it became Veterans Day maybe in 1954. But it's a day to remember who's got our backs, who's supporting us, who's there defending our rights for freedom, for this country. And it's a day when we honor those who bravely fought for us or served our country for us. Let's play the video.
Can I help you?
Just a cup of coffee, please.
Coming right up. Oh, there's no charge.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Thanks again.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your support.
Can I take a picture?
Sure.
All right, smile. There you go. Sir, my son would like to ask you a question. Are you a hero too? That man said you were.
I just served as best I could.
Can we take a picture?
Sure.
All right, smile big. What do you say? Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your support.
Can I get you a refill?
that touches me every time I watch that. I just served the best I could. I just served the best I could. You know, our veterans, whether they were drafted or enlisted, they just served the best they could. They answered that call of duty. That call of duty that I don't know who's talking right now. They answered the call of duty. They risked their lives. They defended our freedom, every one of them. And they deserve our respect, regardless of what we think of war. They deserve our honor. And to honor somebody means to see the value in them, to see what they did and what they sacrificed and how their lives were changed mattered to all of us. They deserve our highest esteem. We have veterans in this room today. Some of them have filled out a form, and you might have seen it when you came in. If there are other people that are veterans that haven't filled one out, we would love to have you fill it out, put it on our bulletin board so we can know who you are, so we can thank you, so we can honor you. Who are our veterans in the room? If you want to, we would love to honor you right now. If you want to stand or raise your hand or... We thank you. We see you. I can't imagine what some of you had faced in serving our country. Combat, boot camp, having to take orders without question. How many of us would want to do that? Not easy. Not easy. There's a veteran from World War I. His name was Buckminster Fuller. Maybe you've heard of him. He was in the Navy. And Buckminster was a genius, and he was extremely intelligent and had a hard time learning in a school in the traditional way of school. He was expelled from Harvard twice. He had a hard time finding work that was meaningful to him, and he ended up in the Navy in World War I, and when he got out, he got married, had a daughter. In 1922, that daughter died. She was 4 years old. And he took that very hard. He was in a deep state of depression for several years, and he was trying to find work, and the company that he was working for that he had started went under, and he blamed himself for his daughter's death because of the living conditions that they were in. And in 1927, his wife had just had another baby. And he thought that the best thing he could do for his family was to drown himself in Lake Michigan so they could collect the life insurance. And just as he was about to do that, he heard a voice. He heard a voice that said this: "From now on, you need never await temporal attestation to your thought. You think the truth. You do not have the right to eliminate yourself. You do not belong to you. You belong to the universe. Your significance will remain forever obscure to you, but you may assume that you are fulfilling your role if you apply yourself to converting your experiences to the highest advantage of others." Buckminster honored that voice within him. He heard that call. he decided, once he heard that he's looking for temporal attestation. He's looking for worldly affirmation of who he is. But he listened to that voice that said, you don't need that. That is not where you get your value. You don't get your value out in the world. You get it because you were born with it, because it's innately yours. And so he said that he chose to embark on what he called an experiment to discover what the little, penniless, unknown individual might be able to do effectively on behalf of all humanity. And he went on to, over the next 54 years, to author 28 books. He was awarded 25 patents. He had 47 honorary doctorates in arts, science, engineering, and humanities, and he traveled the world 57 times lecturing and interviewing and changing worldviews. He was an amazing man, all because he trusted the universe. He trusted Spirit. He knew Spirit had his back. Spirit had his support. He was supported by Spirit. We are more supported than we know. We're more supported than we think. And it's so hard because we look out here. We look out into the world for it instead of where it is, where the source of it is, which is within us. That's Unity's second principle, by the way. We have this divine essence that we are that. We are the divine. We are divine. We have guidance coming at us all the time, but when we're stuck in our egos and not getting our way and having to control things, we don't hear it because the ego is so loud and urgent. One of the best things we can do is honor ourselves as the divine beings we are. Honor that voice. Honor that still small voice that is always inviting us to a different way of being. Always inviting us. And we get to choose. And then honor ourselves as the human beings we are, not comparing our hardship with someone else's hardship and who's got it worse. It doesn't matter. We all have our own stuff to work on. We all have our own crosses to bear. Give yourself space for that. Let yourself be fully human and fully divine, because it's what we are. If we can hold that paradox. Last week I was talking to my parents. It was their 64th wedding anniversary. And I was telling them that I had COVID and oh, it's so hard to be a minister at a church. And my dad said, "You're not at a church." And my parents, I love my parents. I love my parents and I honor my parents. And we don't agree on politics or religion. And so we have decided that we're not going to talk about it with each other because we can't do it calmly. That we can just accept each other and our differences and honor that. And so when my dad said, "You're not a minister at a church," I was, what do you mean by that? But I didn't go there. I let him have his moment. And my wonderful husband reminded me, we don't call it a church anyway, so what's the big deal? Yeah, he's right. You're not a minister at a church. But I was talking to them about how, and I was sick, so, I'm crying about everything. But I was talking to them about the challenges for being a minister and being human and allowing myself to get sometimes when I'm a minister, and how do I hold all that? And, that they didn't get that, but they didn't. But in my spiritual direction class this week, we had to bring something to the class, something that kind of explained our spiritual journey and where we were at right now. And so I have this ceramic bowl that I bought at the community fest out here, maybe last summer. It has a handle, and in the bowl are all my white stones that I've had over the years. And it perfectly symbolized, here's this container with all these intentions that I have set over the years, all these attributes I'm working on embodying, all these pieces of me. And I was telling them, and they got it, I was telling them how, sometimes I feel like all the pieces are outside the container and I don't know which one to grab and which one can I be right now. In life, we are all of that. Honor all of that. Honor every one of those. Honor every attribute, whether you like it or you don't like it. Honor that, because even if it's something that we deem as negative and I don't want to be like that, it's there to teach us something. So honor that there's a lesson in that. It's really great to talk to people that got that when I was explaining that to class. Honor every challenge. Honor every part of you. Rob Bell, who's a progressive minister out in California, says this: what would it look like for you to approach tomorrow with a sense of honor and privilege, believing that you have work to do in the world, that it matters, that it's needed, that you have a path and you are working your craft? What would it look like for you? And if you're still breathing, you have one. You have a craft. You have a purpose. That's everybody in this room, I would guess. We all have a purpose. Find yours. What lights you up? What do you feel called to? Tomorrow is Columbine's 29th anniversary. And we have some founders here in this room. I don't know where Pat is. Pat's back here. Colleen and George, you can stand up. Pat Foss is somewhere. Pat Foss is in the back. They had guidance. They had a calling. Look what happens when you answer that call. That call to duty, that thing that is yours to do. Look at what has transpired from that thought. It takes one thought. One thought that we act on. We're so grateful that we have Columbine.
And we are grateful to everyone in this room because everybody has contributed.
Absolutely.
I know I'm not.
It's okay. She's saying she's grateful to everyone in this room because everybody's presence contributes to what we are today, to what this community has become, to what this community is emerging towards. It's a beautiful thing because somebody answered a call. Somebody listened to that voice within. Somebody honored that divine calling. Friday, we watched a cute, quirky movie called Enola Holmes 2. Anybody see it? It's so cute. Anyway, I love anything that's based on a true story, and there was very little truth in the story, but it was about Sarah Chapman, who honored women and stood up for them with cruel treatment, working conditions, and poor working conditions and poor treatment of the women. And they were called the match girls of Bryant and May. They made matches, they made the matches and then they boxed them up. And Sarah Chapman in 1988 started the Match Girls Strike. And they made a difference. Working conditions changed because they stood for what they believed was right. They answered that call of duty. One person, one flame can create a fire. She was that one flame that changed the way the workers worked, changed the conditions. And they started the Union of Women Matchmakers. It's the largest female union in the UK. There's a quote in the movie that says, "Your purpose must be to find who you are." And then we have to honor that. We have to give it value. We have to show it respect. We have to take action on it. Honor that. There's a story in the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 12, verse 41 to 44. I don't have it for the screen, but it's called The Widow's Mite, and you might recognize it. It's short, I'm going to read it. He sat down opposite the treasury, this is Jesus, and watched the crowd putting money into the treasury. Many rich people put in large sums. A poor widow came and put in 2 small copper coins, which are worth a penny. Then he called his disciples and said to them, "Truly, I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all those who are contributing to the treasury. For all of them have contributed out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had, all she had to live on." Now, at first read of that, it sounds like it belongs in a prosperity class, in a prosperity talk. But we're always invited to go deeper with the scriptures, that there's more meaning than what it seems. This isn't necessarily a scripture about tithing your money. It's about the temple treasury, and our temple is our consciousness. And the treasury is that treasure within us, that knowing of who we are as divine beings. This widow is called 2 mites because in older translations it was called 2 mites and not two small copper coins. But this widow gave all she had to the temple treasury, to her own divine knowingness. She dedicated her life to that. She dedicated her life to spirit. That's our true treasure, to know our oneness, to know where we come from, to know that we are valued without doing anything. That each of us has value beyond measure. And she honored that in this story. She's laying it all out for spirit. She's giving it all over to spirit. How many times do we give our whole life over to spirit? Nope, not that part. I want to control that part because I don't trust that spirit's going to do it the way I want it to go, right? Ugh. Give everything you have to source. What if you just tithed it? What if you just gave 10% of it? 10% of your control, 10% of your suffering, 10% of all that needless worry and anxiety and resentment and anger and whatever else you want to, just give spirit 10% of it. Tithe. Tithe means 10%. And ask, Spirit, okay, now what? Now what? Honor whatever guidance you get. Honor that. Respect that. See that there's value in that because Spirit's got our back. Spirit has our back, always. We need to honor ourselves. Honor that divine part of ourselves. I'm not asking you to give it over to something outside of you. Give it over to the best part of you, the most loving part of you, the deepest part of you that knows. And if you don't know, spend some time in the stillness. Spend some time in the quiet. Spirit is not loud or urgent. It's soft. It's quiet. Okay. We need to give up part of our temporal needs to our divine essence. Then we value ourselves. Then we honor ourselves. Then we're honoring Spirit in the best way we can. We have that poster out there that says, love your neighbor as yourself. It could just as easily say, honor your neighbor as you honor yourself. See the value in you. See that value because it's there. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you've gone through in the past, it's still there. That value is still there. And as we honor ourselves, as we see our value, as we see ourselves as we fully, truly are, the beautiful divine souls that we are, then from the overflow of that honoring, we can honor people outside of us. We can honor others. That's the invitation. That's the call. That's that call to duty that our veterans so proudly did in their lives. We need to do that for ourselves, for our children, for our grandchildren, for our neighbors, for other people in our lives. The best way we can honor them is by honoring us first. Are you willing to honor yourself? We do this with our words, we do it with our thoughts, we do it with our actions, we do it with our intentions. We can do it. I want to close with a quote by Matthew Fox. Matthew Fox, if you know who he is, he's a minister. He's coming here. Well, he's not coming here. He's going to be on Zoom. We're going to have a lecture and Q&A sessions in early February. But I found this quote that from his book, Creation Spirituality, which I thought is so appropriate to today's talk. He says, I wonder if the time has not come in our efforts to move humanity to a fuller expression of its destiny to begin asking the most basic of all moral questions. How can we honor one another? For honor is another word for reverence, and reverence comes from awe. If we have begun to intuit the awesomeness of the universe and the awesomeness of our being here, then it is a time to honor one another. It is time to honor one another. Honor someone today. Honor yourself today. That's your assignment for today. Namaste.
Thank you, Sue. We want to honor Freya and her amazing band, including Juan, Charlie, James, and of course, Columbine's own Pete. You never know where you're going to see him pop up next. Maybe with the symphony orchestra.
And Juan.
I said Juan first.
Oh, sorry.
Juan was number one.
Believer.
everybody.
Thank you so much. One of the things that I noticed today in particular is the drum beat is the heartbeat, which I think is pretty common in a lot of songs. And I felt like the whole sanctuary was like on the same heartbeat. Thank you. So let's start today with our purpose statement, if you would say it with me. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And if this resonates with you, then there are many ways that you can support Columbine. You know we're self-supporting, so there are a lot of different ways that you can give of your treasure, and at other times we highlight your time and your talents. So for right now, let's start with our offering blessing. God's love has always met all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And if you're in the sanctuary, of course, you can use the offering bag there. Real quick, after we have several things going on today. Chandra's gift, which is the Chocolove bars to support the Mental Health Partners of Boulder. There's a board meet and greet, so look for a board member and share suggestions or feedback of any kind with them. And of course, our arts and crafts fair, which has some really interesting and amazing things to share with you. Feet Forward. We have 2 events coming up, and Feet Forward is support for the unsupported, in particular the unhoused. November 15th is the regular preparation and of the burritos that we give to the unhoused in Boulder. And then November 23rd is a special Thanksgiving preparation project. So information about this is in your bulletin and in the weekly update. Men's breakfast, November the 19th in Foss Hall. Again, details are in your update and in the bulletin, and you're invited to bring guests. The YFM family gathering is held on November the 20th, next Sunday, and this is tying in with our Sister Carmen food drive. So again, details you can find, and if you can't find it online or in your email, just ask me. These are other things that are going on at Columbine here. You can see we're a busy place, and today in particular. So please stay around and join us today. And we want to give a quick hello to our online viewers. Hello, everybody who's out there in virtual land. Thank you for joining us. Our prayer chaplain today, Vicki and Gretchen. So they're here to support you with loving and really tutored prayer. They really know what they're doing. They've learned a lot about how to pray with you.
Hello. It's time to sing our peace song together. So we all stand up and sing together.
Family all are we.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Namaste. We love you.
My light shines on. 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 My light shines on.
Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you soon.